This episode of The Travelling Epicurean was made possible by these sponsors.
Hi guys, Michelle here. Welcome back to the Traveling Epicurean. I'm so excited today because I'm here with my friend Lisa. She's an amazing Hungarian cook. She is going to share with us a family recipe for cabbage and noodles. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to start making this.
Okay, it can be called cabbage with noodles. Our family calls it rags and fleas. My grandmother called it kapusta, which just means any dish with cabbage in it.
So what did you say? It's half Hungarian, half Polish?
The sausage in here is Polish. This is always the secret recipe in any Hungarian dish.
Yes.
We test with little cookies when children are very small, under a year. If they eat these cookies and love them, we know they're truly Hungarian.
And what is this?
This is going to be for the noodles.
Okay.
That's going to be for the noodles.
And this is your secret ingredient?
Well, you'll see it in there.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Where we're going to just use this.
Okay.
And this came from the Salem market.
Now, this is kielbasa?
This is fresh kielbasa, not smoked kielbasa.
Yeah. All right, I can't wait to get started. Let's show everybody what we're going to need to get this going. Okay, Lisa, now what do we have here for ingredients for this lovely cabbage dish?
we have fresh kielbasa.
Okay.
And this comes from the Salem market. So it's the sausage, 2 onions, and a small to medium head of cabbage that you washed and cleaned.
And that was about a pound and a half of that
Yeah, a pound
sausage?
and a half. A pound and a half is perfect.
And then I see a beer over here. Are we drinking that? Or are we cooking with that?
We can drink some of it if we want. It's only beer. So
a little sip for us.
It'll only go so far. It'll only go so far. Some spices that I make. We have a bag of noodles. These are extra wide egg noodles. You can get those anywhere.
And then poppy seeds.
And then poppy seed goes with the noodles. Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, I can't wait to get this going. So that's 1/4 cup of olive oil.
Yeah, 1/4 cup.
And that's on medium low?
Yeah, medium high. Medium high.
Medium high.
Medium high.
Okay, very good.
So we'll just put the sausage in.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're not even cutting up the sausage or taking it out of the casing?
It's all cooked.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
So how long will this take, Lisa?
This will take about 15 minutes. So this is going to cook for about 15 minutes. You'll turn the kielbasa over, and while we're letting that cook, we're going to cut up our sausage.
Excellent.
Cut up our cabbage and our onions. The cabbage are rough chopped.
Okay. And then you're saying, so in Hungarian cooking, you don't use a lot of garlic.
Don't use a lot of garlic. This is the rags part of the recipe. The noodles are the fleas, so it's called.
Noodles are the fleas. I love that. How did they come up with that? I'm not sure I get that.
I think it's because so many of the people from Hungary knew so many languages that they just went to the easiest language.
Yes.
And most people that came from Hungary or Eastern Europe they wanted to be Americans.
Yeah.
They wanted to be Americans.
Okay.
So the only way I learned this is when I got to be 3, maybe 4, is to stand on a stool right next to my grandmother.
Oh my goodness, you've been making this since you were 3 and 4 years old?
Seeing what it was.
Oh, I love that. Wow, that was beautiful.
And she always had her own personal knife, her wooden spoon.
That nobody else was allowed to use?
No, nobody else was allowed to use it.
Okay, so your grandmother had her own knife?
She had her own knife, her own wooden spoon, her own pots. So when she came to my house, she would do all the cooking. My mom never cooked.
Really?
My mom never cooked.
So you kind of skipped a generation?
Good cooks skip a generation. Good cooks.
Although my mom might have to disagree with that.
We'll also use our secret ingredient, which is a little paprika. I have 3 kinds in here. This is from Budapest, and this is from just a regular market. This is hot, so you want to be careful using that. So we're going to turn this over one more time and then pull it out of there.
Okay. a little bit of the fat from the kielbasa plus the olive oil.
Yep.
That's coated the pan in there.
Yep.
I tell you, it smells so good. And when we smell the onion and the cabbage
Together,
it's just going to be wonderful.
If you're a wine drinker, you could use a little white wine, probably 8 ounces or so.
Okay.
So that
So
would be like
a cup of alcohol, a cup of wine, or
I'm gonna dump
wine?
the whole beer in.
Okay, very good.
And you might want to drink some of it.
Of course, we need a little sip, a little pour.
So there's about 1 sip there.
Okay.
One little mouthful. So we're gonna let that
Are
go.
we gonna fight over that sip?
We could. This is my
We
husband.
can arm wrestle.
This is my husband's last Heineken, so
Okay.
he's not home.
Okay, so we'll
He won't
steal
know
the
the
sip.
he won't know the difference. We'll put a little bit of salt and pepper in here.
Okay.
Lose a little bit of the secret ingredients. So now we're gonna put a little paprika in. I don't ever measure, but that's probably
It was about a teaspoon.
about a teaspoon. Yep. And then you can taste as you go.
Okay.
And so just a little backstory about my grandma. She was raised really, really poor. She was the oldest of 12 children. When she went after 6th grade, she went to work right away. She was a nanny for the only doctor in Fairfield.
Oh my goodness.
And she came home every Sunday. She got to spend Sundays home with her family. So my grandmother was raised really, really poor. She didn't make it past 6th grade because she had 11 siblings to take care of.
11 siblings.
11
So she
siblings.
was the oldest?
She was the oldest, and she was actually for a while the main money maker in the family.
Wow.
So yeah, her mom had to stay home and help with the children, and she didn't make it past the 6th grade because she had to go right to work.
Wow.
So at that time, going to high school was like going to college now, or even getting a master's degree.
Sure.
All right, so let's check the noodles.
All right.
A couple of teaspoons of salt.
Okay.
That's about 1. That's about 2.
Absolutely.
Okay. And people like the noodles, and you'll see why in a minute. And we're just cooking away.
Well, it's definitely not, that period of time was definitely use every
single thing in your
every
kitchen.
single thing that you had in the
And you
kitchen.
didn't really have a shopping list.
Yeah.
It was whatever was fresh in the garden. It was going to go back in the pan. Give it a little flavor, a little extra flavor. And we're just about finished here. Paprika, which is kind of good. If you don't know, that's about 3/4 of a teaspoon. We're going to put a little bit of
Butter
butter,
on top.
not a lot.
Okay.
About 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons.
That's going right in. It's going right on top of the noodles.
Nice.
And a little bit of sugar on the noodles.
Gotcha.
And then our magic ingredient.
With the poppy seeds.
And I'm pretty generous with the poppy seeds.
About
So
a
that's about a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons.
That's gonna give it some
That'll
wonderful
give
flavor.
some nice sweet flavor. This is kind of an end of summer dish when the cabbage is ready.
Everyone's got their veggies,
Yeah.
abundant in their gardens.
Yeah. So again, my grandmother was the oldest of 12 children.
Yeah.
And she had 9 brothers.
She had 9?
She had 9 brothers and 2 sisters. Her
Boy,
brothers.
that was hard getting a date. Did they give her a hard time?
She was married twice.
Oh my goodness.
She was married twice. Yeah, so she had 9 brothers, and they all worked shift work. One was a police officer, one was a firefighter, and she had 3 or 4 brothers that owned gas stations on the Merritt Parkway. They would come to her home all hours of the day and night to eat.
Oh, how fantastic.
So she always
what an
had
incredible woman.
2 pots of food on the back, and then soup, and then in the front she had oatmeal. So she was feeding people the whole
all
time.
the time.
All the time, and she just loved it.
This is so good. I love this cabbage. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're such a sweetheart.
Come back anytime.
Well, we're gonna come back hopefully for that chicken paprikash
Yep.
recipe because I really would love that recipe too.
Yeah.
And this is absolutely delicious. You can find this recipe at thetravelingepicurean.com. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Ciao! Hi everyone, Michelle here with the Traveling Epicurean. Tonight's show is going to be a lot of fun because we are going to the beach. We're going to my friend Maria's beach house. We're going to cook in her kitchen, and we've come up with a Mediterranean meal for you. And we've invited some girlfriends over, so it's going to be a really fun night. We're going to have yogurt marinated chicken kebabs, tzatziki sauce, and a Lebanese garlic sauce called toum. let's get on over to that beach house. Okay, so we made it to the beach. It's absolutely gorgeous outside. There's a regatta going on too. Hi, Michelle here. I'm finally at the beach house. This is my dear friend Maria.
Hello.
She's a gourmet cook, and you're gonna see everything that she's doing here. Right now, we're gonna put together some tzatziki sauce.
Yes.
And this is our Mediterranean night. And then we have that chicken that we're gonna skewer and get it on the grill. And we have some other friends showing up, right?
Yep, couple more.
Gonna be a big night.
And then we're going paddleboarding.
And then paddleboarding.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. This here is naan over here.
Oh,
And that's green onions. We're gonna put all
red non-green onions.
Yes.
What's that? The non, I think.
What do you think, boys? Is it looking good?
And girl.
And girl, sorry, Bella.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we calling this? A raspberry Linzer tart. I think we should run with this tart before the kids get back. Don't you?
Definitely.
So it's caramel on the bottom and then custard in the middle.
And we'll split it in two.
Okay, that sounds great. No, we will have to know. That looks to die for. Well, this is an amazing spread that Maria has put out here. It is incredible. We have that raspberry Linzer tart that we were just talking about. She's draining the whole fat yogurt here to take any of the extra moisture out of that. We have naan, we have pita bread, which we'll brush with some oil and that will go on the grill. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Then we have our cherry tomatoes, which we're going to skewer with the red onion. We have our skewers that we wet and soaked so they don't burn on the grill. We have this amazing marinade, this yogurt marinade that the chicken has been marinating for about 24 hours in. 5 pounds, almost 5 pounds of chicken thighs. We have a lot of people, so we've doubled the recipe. But on my website, I'll have it in singular portion. Then we have some spices that we've softened with water. I'll go over those in a minute. And then we have our other bowl, which is the yogurt mixture and all the spices with the lemon and the garlic, and I'm going to go over that too. Okay, I'm going to add in these softened spices here. It's really nice to soften up the spices like that. Look how beautiful those are. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm just going to mix this all up. It smells absolutely amazing. Okay, there we go. Look how gorgeous that color is. And I'm just going to add in our chicken. I'll coat the chicken. And then I'm just going to throw it in the refrigerator. A good 24 hours marinade. That will be perfect. Look how beautiful. Really, really pretty. We're going to make some tzatziki sauce. She has the dill and the cucumber. Even the lemonade is gorgeous. Look at that, Maria. You're amazing. Some water, lemon, and mint. And we're going to start getting all of this together. And here's our tune that we've already showed you how to make. That's also another one of her wonderful recipes that she's passed on to us. We have a really lovely menu with the yogurt marinated chicken thighs. That's
With the El Pepo sauce.
El
Pepo.
El Pepo, I like that. And then we're going to make some tzatziki, which you're going to do right now.
Yeah, so I started my yogurt draining because we want obviously our tzatziki to be as creamy as possible. And then while that's, I start the cucumber the same, and I like to go ahead and take out the seeds, cut it in half and take out the seeds.
Because that holds a lot of water too, right?
Yes. And then I just go ahead and grate it on just a regular grater, kind of like cut it in half.
I love that shade grater.
Fun.
And then you just grate the whole cucumber, right?
You can grate the whole cucumber. You don't have to bother peeling, but you do this first, so then you can take all of the grate and put it in a
In that dish towel there?
dish towel, and I add almost, probably like a tablespoon. You can even just take out the big parts that you're not able.
Now, is it just cucumber? And then
Just cucumber for now, and then I'll throw in a half a tablespoon. So you just basically take it, use your hands, chef's best tool.
So now you're taking all that cucumber and you're putting it into the dish towel.
And I don't really measure, just stick maybe like half a tablespoon into the cucumber.
Just wrapping it in
I
there.
just
I
wrap
love that.
it, and then it just helps absorb all the liquids.
Isn't that nice?
And I just literally put it right over with the yogurt there and just leave it. And then start skewering the chicken.
So we are getting there. We are working very hard to bring you this amazing Mediterranean meal. Maria, you are amazing. No, the way that you cook, not everybody cooks like this. You know that, right? And you have all these spices, all this. You're a gourmand. You really just do an amazing
Well,
job.
I like to eat.
Yeah, I know. I do too. So that's why
So you're learning how to cook.
This really wonderful meal. Okay, so this is the tzatziki sauce. You're finishing this up.
Yes, our yogurt, and you can see quite a bit of water. It's probably hard to see, but there's quite a bit of drainage there, which is great. And then look how wet that is.
Yeah,
From
that's
all the water from the cucumber. I just go ahead and just start putting it all in. It's really easy now. Just
assemble it all in one bowl.
yeah. Then at this point, it's very easy. If you want to, I just put 1 clove of minced garlic. If you want to try that, look at that.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
And you have to
condense that cucumber is.
And you have to remember not to add more salt in, just to taste, because remember that you put the salt to kind of draw the moisture. Then I just take, a lot of people don't like much dill. Like my husband's not a big dill person, so I don't put a whole bunch of, just always put the dill in. And then I literally just, because it just kind of gives it that little tanginess, just a little champagne vinegar. Add that in.
So a few dashes of that.
Just a few
to give it a little...
dashes. And then you had the idea of the cumin. And
Yeah,
I've never done
cumin
that, so I'm interested to see what that adds to it.
It's absolutely delicious. That'll be fun.
And then just to add a little bit more of the cream is some olive oil.
I love that spot that you have there. Isn't that pretty?
Isn't that fun?
I love that.
And then, as I said, don't put any salt in yet, because we're going to see how much ended up in the cucumber.
When you were soaking the cucumber, right?
Right. But I do pepper.
And then you don't rinse it, of course, so there's going to be some leftover residual salt.
And just mix it and
Isn't that
all
gorgeous?
the beauties together there.
Oh, I love that. Really
And the
nice.
biggest part about this is just tasting to your liking.
Okay.
You know. And we're going to be serving it with the chicken
Okay.
and the vegetables, which have, salt on it too. And so it doesn't need to be all that flavorful, because we have all the other flavors going with it. Now, sometimes
so many
when you
flavors going on.
when you eat tzatziki by itself with chips, you probably want a lot more flavor.
Yeah, but
I don't think
need that,
we don't
right?
need it in this.
You're so right, because everything, the chicken has tons of flavor. The toom has a ton of flavor.
And this is also good if you're doing a lot of dishes, is to do it earlier in the day, because the longer this sits, the better it is.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely delicious.
So most of the time I do my cucumber and my yogurt overnight.
Okay,
Leave it in there just like this. You don't even need to cover it.
gotcha.
And then I assemble this early in the morning. And then, as I said, the longer it sits, the better.
Okay.
So I'm going to taste it and see if I think it needs more. Now you can do this in any pattern you want.
And I love the flavors of all of these together, the roasted tomatoes and the roasted onions.
So well.
And the,
And you soaked these, didn't you? In
I
water?
did, I soaked them so they don't burn on the grill. Now, did you cook a lot when you were a kid? You have 5 kids in your family, right?
Yeah,
Like you have 5.
You know what? I mainly learned to cook just from having to cook for my kids.
Yeah.
My
Because
large
you have
family.
5 children.
Yes. So I didn't really cook that much, but my mother was a gourmet chef.
Was she really?
Yeah, she would do all the have the neighbors over, and they would do their cooking clubs and.
Oh, how fun. Did you cook for a cooking club?
Yeah, she would just do. She wasn't a chef, I should say, but she was a gourmet. We always had.
That's okay. It's wind blowing that. It's like such a gorgeous day.
And I think that's a paddleboard arriving for after we eat.
We can get some more help here,
Yeah,
skewering the
so
chicken. Glad you're here. This is our other friend who is joining us tonight for our Mediterranean night. And where do you work?
At Paddleworks.
You have Paddleworks in Clinton. have to remember that because we're going to be paddleboarding tonight, aren't we?
Yep.
I'm kind of afraid to do that. But I'm going to take your advice and listen to all your instructions.
Yep.
And I'll be okay, right?
Yep, you'll be fine. We'll get you on a nice good board and
you're
have a ton of fun.
Guide us along. Have you done this before?
I did it in Mexico one time. It was hard because there was waves, so we got, hopefully.
It's not too
We'll be
windy
okay.
out there.
So we finished
All
skewering, and
Yes, we did.
I just, before I put my vegetables on, I just like to add some of the tom sauce.
Well, I like that because that's just the emulsion of the garlic and the olive oil, and that's going to be a really nice coating when we put it on the grill, right?
Yeah, and then I just sprinkle with salt and pepper.
This is what we're going to need for our Lebanese garlic sauce. We're going to need a cup of garlic. We'll need, I'm going to squeeze some fresh lemon juice from these lemons, about a half a cup. We have vegetable oil, salt, and of course your food processor. So we're going to get this going. I'm going to get this garlic into that food processor and we're going to start pureeing it. This is my favorite way to get the paper off of the garlic cloves. I use a mallet, I put it in a Ziploc baggie, and I just hit it a few times. This is just simple and quick and easy. Look, some of them, the paper's already off. Very simple. So I'm going to go through and get all the paper off of the rest of these cloves, and then we're going to make our toum, our Lebanese garlic sauce, which is so incredibly good. You can use it for everything. You can use it for sauteing vegetables, mushrooms. You can baste it on your barbecue. So first we're going to put the garlic in here. We're going to give it a few pulses, and then we're going to scrape it down with our spatula. And then we're going to slowly drizzle in the vegetable oil. What it is an emulsion of vegetable oil and garlic. And it gets nice and foamy and thick. It's absolutely delicious. All right, so let's start pulsing this. All right, you can hear it, and all the garlic's kind of in the center, and it needs a little bit of a scoop because a lot of the garlic got stuck to the sides. So I'll scrape it down with the spatula. And now we're going to turn it on, and we're going to slowly, you have to drizzle this in really, really slowly. And then we're going to alternate. We'll do a little bit of the lemon juice, and then back to the vegetable oil, and then the lemon juice, and then the vegetable oil. So I'm stopping it to just scrape down the sides a little bit because it's becoming a nice fine mash in the center, but there's still some larger pieces on the side. And now I'm going to get it going again. I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, and then we're going to go back to the vegetable oil. And the lemon juice also whitens up the sauce. It really brightens it up. Look at the volume of this Lebanese garlic sauce. It has quadrupled. And I started putting in 3 teaspoons of lemon juice. As soon as I got past the 1 cup mark of pouring in the vegetable oil. We're almost done here, and it's looking really beautiful. I've spent about 12 minutes drizzling in this vegetable oil though. You really have to be patient. But it's so worth it. I did it. Look how beautiful and thick this sauce is. That's a great idea.
Just kind of gives it the, so it doesn't stick
and the flavor is.
That's
It's
fantastic.
going to roast on the grill, and the neighbors will be knocking on your door saying, "Can I come over to eat too?" They smell the garlic. Where did you find this?
The toum?
Yeah, the recipe.
Oh, I had it at a Lebanese restaurant in California, and I never knew what it was. And then I just kept trying to perfect it, and one day I did. I got it.
I'm so glad that you did because that's my new favorite sauce and that's my new favorite marinade also. I love both of these. All right, so let's get on over to the grill. Let's go again. That looks so beautiful. So you're taking all the food down the grill?
Yep, we're going up the grill.
Okay.
What if I photobomb you?
You're going to photobomb me? Oh my goodness. That would be kind of fun. Are you boys having a good time?
Yeah.
Which one?
This table is looking so beautiful. We have our naan bread and pita. We're going to put that on the grill with the tomatoes, the skewered onions and tomatoes. We have our lemonade. And the kids are outside playing on the beach. What a beautiful day. Jess and Rob. Nice to meet you, Rob.
Nice to meet you. Cheers.
But that one is bamboo, so it's a little bit lighter weight. It's a little bit more durable than the composite ones. Yeah, and it's prettier.
That's the board we personally own. That's the exact board we own.
Yeah.
And how much is that one cost?
That one is
Did you get the kids?
$1,400 board. That one's a $1,400.
I love how you have this set up here. Now, did you guys put all the logs here?
We did.
And so you dragged them on the beach?
We dragged it
Oh my gosh.
from, it took, we were getting strangers to come over and help us drag this thing over. It was brilliant.
It is a brilliant
It
idea.
was a communal effort.
And they're so happy to help, right?
Well, they were, but they were looking for beer, I think.
They were looking for the reward from dragging the logs. The driftwood, the giant driftwood. That looks beautiful, Nick. This is Maria's husband, Nick. And
Hello.
he's our grill man for tonight.
I'm pinch hitting for the 19-year-old who should be back soon.
For Cameron. Cameron's picking up Bella from her tennis match. What a good boy he is. That's so wonderful that he's doing that.
So do you want me to talk about my grilling techniques?
Sure.
About how I
What do you
just,
have for grilling techniques?
Well, what I do
Cameron?
is just sort of throw them on there and let them cook. There you go. That's the technique.
This is my boss's
It's gonna snap, guys.
You want to play? You want to
Princess plate, I love that.
I always like to
Roasting. So cool.
Cameron, you can grab a plate off the table
This
there.
is good stuff.
Briggs, that's way too much food that you can't eat all that, Penny.
Yeah, I can.
No, or Brandy, be mindful, okay? I hate waste.
Abby, do you need help?
And all the empty plates.
I know, do all the empty plates, and I'll show a little bit of, there's Bella grabbing some more steak. Everything looks so gorgeous. Really nice, and it's going fast. And here's our wonderful tzatziki sauce.
Or is it on right now?
It's on right now. But I'll delete all this other stuff out.
Improv.
We're gonna say, we're gonna say,
Not with your can.
Chin chip?
chin chin.
Chin chin.
Thank you for watching The Travelling Epicurean. A special thanks to